past years ago, as Biafrans have been crying, a lot of Biafrans have been putting a lot of tears. A lot of Biafrans are crying at the moment, and the same way Biafrans are crying, the cabinet of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they've been rejoicing since yesterday. I posted a video regarding the disappearance of Samuel Ekpa, not knowing that Samuel Ekpa have been arrested in Finland. Samuel Ekpa have been arrested in Finland. The Finland government have finally arrested Samuel Ekpa. Now, the issue now is they finally sending Samuel Ekpa back to Nigeria. Nigerian government are rejoicing at the moment because Finland have finally given a date that they extradited Samuel Ekpa back to Nigeria so that it can be prosecuted and face trial the same way when they can actually face trial in Nigeria. And this has caused a lot of Biafrans into tears. Now, the date have finally been announced, and I will play you the full video. You will hear it with your ear in this very video. So let's get to stay connected to the end of this video. If you can share the video, just do it to share it. Share to the social media platforms. Let it go viral. And if you can share it, just like it as you're watching it. Like it, give it a thumb up so that it will be recommended for us. Just stay connected. I'll come back again.
Welcome you back to LAJUPOG TV.
I don't have bad news for you today.
The home of religious gossip.
But you should leave the fight for Mohammed.
What is happening in the Christendom? Join now to make sense with LAJUPOG.
Hello my great and wonderful viewers, welcome you back to LAJUPOG TV. For those of you coming across this channel for the very first time, just do well to click the registration button that is appearing on your video screen, and do well to click the notification bell icon alongside so that whenever we drop a new video in viewers time, YouTube will easily let you to know. It is not an easy task for Biafrans since yesterday. It is not a small cry that Biafrans have been crying since yesterday. Samuel Ekpa have been arrested, and when they arrested this man, he never planned that they will arrest him around the time that they arrested him, because Samuel Ekpa have finally planned a liberation for Biafra on the 2nd of December. He said he's going to do a Finland convention, and in that Finland convention, they're going to liberate Biafra and they're going to legitimize Nigeria to the Biafra people in that same convention. And he had been looking towards that same convention that the convention will hold. But Samuel Ekpa never expected what they did few hours ago. I posted a video yesterday regarding the fact that Samuel Ekpa have disappeared and nobody saw him from Twitter space and all of that. Nobody know the whereabouts because he never showcased on media for the past 3 days now, not knowing fully that Samuel Ekpa have been arrested in Finland. Now, a lot of Biafrans were saying before that Samuel Ekpa was just being invited by the Finland authorities and all of that. Is a big lie. Samuel Ekpa wasn't invited. Samuel Ekpa was arrested. They arrested him and they charged him for terrorism stores and all of that. They said he's inciting terrorism in their country and all, and that is why they actually arrested Samuel Ekpa. Now, they sent Samuel Ekpa that want to liberate Biafra on the 2nd of December. Now, Samuel Ekpa have been arrested. Now, the worst case is Biafrans are crying at the moment because the Finland have finally made the date they are extraditing Samuel Ekpa back to Nigeria, and this have been a very good news to Tinubu cabinet. You will see a lot of Tinubu politicians putting a lot of tweets from different media platforms showcasing how they rejoicing regarding the dates that Finland government are saying they are extraditing Samuel Ekpa back to Nigeria, because a lot of Nigerian government, a lot of Tinubu cabinet have been praying that Samuel Ekpa can be arrested and extradited back to Nigeria and face prosecution and trial like KANU. But now it is finally happening. As Finland have finally arrested Samuel Ekpa, they have finally placed a date that they're sending him back to Nigeria, extraditing him back to Nigeria to come and face trial. And this is happening so fast, and a lot of Biafrans have been in tears while Tinubu and his cabinet are rejoicing. You will hear everything with your ear in this very video. I would like us to stay connected to the end of this video. If you can share the video, just do well to share it. Share it to different social media platforms. Let it go viral. And if you cannot share it, just like it as you're watching it. Like it, give it a thumb up. Let a lot of people get to know what is happening to Biafrans at the moment. Let a lot of people get to know what is happening to Samuel Ekpa at the moment. And if you cannot share it, just like it, give it a thumb up so that it will be recommended for us. A lot of Biafrans are put on different media platforms and they be crying regarding the fact that Samuel Ekpa was arrested. A lot of people are saying that the arrest wasn't called for, that this arrest is not a good arrest, that it's even illegal arrest and all of that. But do you forget that Nigerian government have been doing everything possible? They've been writing Finland for the past few years that Finland should arrest Samuel Ekpa. A lot of Nigerians are saying yes, Finland have finally done the right thing, because a lot of Nigerians are saying Samuel Ekpa must be arrested. It's not even by the government. They say Samuel Ekpa should be arrested because they believe that he has been constituting a lot of nuisance and has been constituting a lot of insecurity in the eastern part of Nigeria. And by so doing, they said a lot of people have actually lost their life in the eastern part of Nigeria based on the directives that Samuel Ekpa has been giving and imposing on them in the eastern part of Nigeria. And a lot of Igbos have finally lost their life. Now, some Igbos are not even in support of Samuel Ekpa, while some are in support of Samuel Ekpa in cause of the Biafra struggle. Some are saying Samuel Ekpa is a no-no. Some are calling Samuel Ekpa their prime minister, while some are saying that Samuel Ekpa is just a mere non-entity and all of that is always coming to media to make noise. But Kasala burst few years ago as Nnamdi Kanu is still in the DSS detention, and a lot of people are writing Tinubu that Tinubu wasn't the one that arrested Nnamdi Kanu, that Tinubu should allow him to go, that Buhari that arrested him is no man in power, that Tinubu should just let this man to go. As they writing Tinubu, and they even sent Akpabio to Tinubu few days ago in the burial of Ifeanyi Oba, that I should tell Tinubu that Tinubu should please let Nnamdi Kanu to go so that Igbo can have peace, so that the land of Biafra can have peace. But the same way Samuel Ekpa have been arrested, and Finland have finally given a date, and that date is what is shockalizing everybody. It's coming too fast. They never even wanted the convention that I wanted to hold in Finland to hold. They said Samuel Ekpa will be sent back to Nigeria and face terrorism charge and all of that. They said Samuel Ekpa is a terrorist. That's what they said. They said they will extradite him back to Nigeria on a given date, and a lot of people are rejoicing, while some Biafrans are in total tears that their prime minister in exile have been unveiled and he have been uprooted from the exile that he is, and they send him to Nigeria. And mind you, what is going to face in Nigeria is going to be worse than what Nnamdi Kanu is actually facing now. What is the hope of Biafra at the moment? Do Biafrans still have anyone that will still agitate for them based on the struggles and all of that? Now tell me, how is it going to work? Now, I will play you the full video in this very video. You will hear things for yourself. You will hear the dates they announced themselves. But first of all, listen to what Samuel Ekpa said before they arrested him. Listen to what he said, and as he's saying it, you will hear what Finland government said and all. Just stay connected to the end of the video. If you can share the video, just share it. If you can share it, just like it. Stay connected. I'm coming back again.
With details of his, these fresh details about his arrest. Barrister Darlington, what does this mean to the people of the Southeast that have to sit at home every Monday?
Yes.
And that Ekpa takes responsibility for enforcing the sit at home, destroying shops, vehicles, burning cars and all that. So what does this mean to the Southeast?
Yes, we have been vindicated, the precious. We have been vindicated. Some of us who opposed what Samuel Ekpa was doing or is still doing, we have been vindicated. And I thank God this didn't happen, because when we are saying this, some ignorant folks did not understand what we are saying. You cannot tell me that you are fighting for me, you are protecting my interests, and then my family members are dying under your watch. No functional police station in the whole of Imo State today. All of them have closed down. Their officers and men dispatched to we only have them at Owerri headquarters and that of Umuahia. That is where they scatter to. The ones living in my house, I've told you, that's where they ran to. I spoke with one of them yesterday when he was narrating their deal and all that. No function, even the court have closed down. All because one man. Is that how to fight for Biafra? Precious. Sir? The British government or UK, they left the European Union just 2 or 3 years ago. Quietly. Don't go was fired. And that is what IPOB stands for. Self-determination. Referendum. Are you going to kill all of us before you are actualize Biafra? Let us, it is the rat at home that told the rat outside that there is fish somewhere.
But Barrister Darlington, these people are claiming that there is just an act of civil disobedience because they refuse to release their leader, Nnamdi Kanu.
No, that's not civil disobedience. Let them go and study how Mahatma Gandhi did it in India. The Satyagraha, that's what you call it, Satyagraha. That's not how it was done in India. That's not. We copied the wrong thing. He should have gone to India to take some lectures and then come back with it. There is a way you will actualize this without one person dying, one single person dying. But here you are claiming that yes, you are responsible for what's going. Do you know what it means to have a man not to go for his business on a Monday morning? The billions of naira that have been lost in the Southeast over the years, and you are still happy beating your chest. Unknown to this man, he didn't know that he was being monitored. That is how this
since 2021.
Yeah, that is how a real intelligent agency work. Look at how they follow the body. They have gotten enough evidence. That time they released him. That was when he now went out and started doing his thing. He didn't know that they have placed a tap on him. He thought that by releasing him, they are giving him a free ticket to do whatever he's doing. It was that time he started posting everything and boasting that yes, he didn't know that it was a way to get him, to rope him in. If he had sense, he would have said, now that these people have arrested me, I better be careful. But he went overboard. Thinking that being a Finnish citizen, it will exonerate him. Thinking that being a politician in Finland, it will exonerate him. No. That is why their society is clean. They don't tolerate all this rubbish. So those of you who were talking to us anyhow, I don't know what you are going to do now. More so when Simon Ekpa, the so-called great Simon Ekpa, denounced that he was never a prime minister in exile. Precious. Sir? You can see now. When we are telling you that we know the real Igbo sons and daughters, we know them.
Some of Simon's supporters, Barrister, is saying that he's not arrested, that it's just a propaganda. They are sharing some records, voice recording of him, saying that. But what we do not know is if that recording is recent or an old recording.
Please, we are past propaganda stage now. Look, was he arrested? Was he shown all over the world? Was he remanded in prison by the court? Let them continue what they are doing. And when the chiefs are done, we know the true Igbo sons and those who were brought into Igbo land to destroy us. Because that's where it's going. Precious, if you are pursuing a good cause as an Igbo man, my dear, nobody can dissuade you. Ojukwu said it, even when he said he will never obey his junior. After proposing what will save Nigeria from that war, they refused. Ojukwu said on Aburi and stand. He didn't go back. NNAMDI Kanu has been very insistent on referendum and and self-determination. His matter has gone up to the United Nations. So why would this one now carry violence and bring it to Igbo land? Are we a violent people?
Are you talking about this violence because he's taking responsibility of some of the disaster and violence that happened in Southeast, or is it because do you think that he has anything to do with the unknown gunmen unquote that's operating in the Southeast?
He has claimed responsibility for most of the violent criminal activities in the Southeast. He said it himself. It's not as if somebody is accusing him. The question is, how does that benefit the Igbo man he said he's protecting? He has not explained to me and his supporters. That is where the problem is. Pressure, there are some local government in the South, especially in Igbo, you can't find any young man.
Barrister, where exactly is Ekpa from?
Nobody knows, though. Sincerely speaking, I don't know.
What state in the Southeast?
I said I don't know. I can't identify him. Don't like some people in Nigeria. We don't know where they came from. We don't know where.
Are there people in this country that don't know where they come from?
We know. Yeah, what are you saying? People who Obi asked somebody to tell us who he is. There is a proverb in my place. You know what he said? He said, the kite is always coming down to carry chicken. Now, they said, when you drive away the kite that is hovering in the air, you now call the chicken, why did you stray in the open and became a prey to the kite? Now we have denounced Simon Ekpa totally. It is now clear to everybody that
when you say we, you mean the Igbos?
Igbos, yes. They did not clear to everybody that we don't support evil. I told you that killing in Igbo land is an abomination. In the days of Yo, if you kill your kinsman in Igbo land, you will be banished. You will be banished. In fact, that's the final judgment. No court will interfere. You will be banished. That's how serious it is. So how come all of a sudden we have been shouting from the rooftop? When did Igbo become a murderers? Nobody listen to it. Now, let this Simon Ekpa case be resolved, and then we'll now face the federal government. I ask them, it's true. Oh yes, Simon Ekpa, he claimed to be an Igbo. Now you can see we are not in his support. We are not behind him. Now you have brought him home, or you are prosecuting him. Then tell us who are the people now causing problem in the Southeast. No, if this killing continue now, is anybody going to call NNAMDI Kanu or IPOB again.
Unknown gunmen.
Unknown gunmen. So they would not be the one to tell us who is the now or the unknown gunmen. So because this is that this man said now, Precious, please record it, keep it, because we are going to take him on. Let him also use the same mechanism, and they bring to book all these other terrorist groups that are in the north. All the sponsors of terrorism that they gave them their list.
Because what is 400 names from 400 names,
yes, because what is good for the gander, what is good for the goose is good for the gander too. Is that not true? You cannot tell me now that it is only the south that you have a terrorist, but in the north they are all saints. Are you getting what I'm saying now? So now that it's clear to everybody that the Igbo don't support terrorism, it's not in our character, it's not in our blood. Now, if this thing continue with the detention of Simon Ekpa, I want to know that person that the federal government is going to appoint at again, because they've been using him to do what they are doing in the southeast. We will not know who is doing that.
Barrister Darlington, now that you mentioned this thing, you remember there is a certain senator, a student senator, who had said that, in fact, he has a CCTV footage in his house, and he alleged that a certain security agents were the people who
that
came to his house,
exactly.
destroyed his and burnt his property.
His cars, yes.
Yes.
So, that's Ugo Chinyere. We are aware. And even
House of Representatives.
Yes, he identified those people as working with Hope Uzodinma in government. He mentioned
and nothing has been done about that.
I said, wait a minute, don't worry.
So Barrister Darlington, if that is the case, do we still say that Simon Ekpa is responsible for the unknown gunmen in Southeast?
Don't talk too much. Wait. So everything is Simon Ekpa. We have agreed. He is the devil here. He's the culprit here. We have said yes. We want what we like what has happened. Then after that, let us see those people that will enter Igbo land and start killing us again. We now say, oh, sir, federal government, is that so? Because let me say it here. If the federal government does not tidy up this thing and they remove all these terrorists in the southeast that they claim is Simon Ekpa, look, another Simon Ekpa may arise. That is our fear here. So if they want this thing to end, let them go to the south, remove all those terrorists in the southeast, from unknown gunmen or to killer herdsmen or to bandits. So if they don't remove them, another Simon Ekpa, in fact there may be 20 number. That is what we are saying now, so that nobody will come tomorrow and start saying, you can see now they have removed Simon Ekpa, yes, they are still fine. That means it's Igbo. We will not entertain that propaganda again. And why they are doing that, let them face the people in the north. Those terrorists in the north, in fact those who brought those terrorists in the north, precious. In the case of Simon Ekpa, he sponsored himself to Finland and was operating there. But these other people who willingly, deliberately, consciously went to the outside the country here and brought all terrorists into this country. What is the Minister of Defense saying about them? Or is he not aware? I'm talking of those who came out in the camera and were beating their chests. Yeah, we invited them. What are they? It is that time that they will cause problem in this country. It is that time that this thing now will blow open. Yes, you cannot continue to hide under one particular ethnic group while you are perpetrating evil. Will not take it.
So Barrister, now that Ekpa has been arrested, does this kind of does it seem like a kind of will it not KANU be even released? Is there any light? Is there going to be a light at the end of the tunnel?
Why not? What did KANU do?
And does it look like KANU somehow has been exonerated? Because a lot of fingers have been pointed at him, as the cause of the insecurity. I said
the propaganda against NNAMDI has been brought to rest now with the arrest of Simon Ekpa. Because from day one, NNAMDI have denounced him. He has made a broadcast. He has written letter. Their spokesperson in Mapafu have nobody identified with the Simon Ekpa in Igbo land.
All right, but
the people that you are claiming that they are supposed to, they may be outside Igbo land though. They cannot. No true son of Igbo land will support the killing of Igbos. For what? Don't tell me what. What are you getting to from it?
All right, President, we need to move to other conversations very quickly because we have quite.
So now that the minister is speaking, please, anything you see the same effort.
He's not minister, he's chief of defense.
Please use the same effort. There are people who are even occupying the ancestral home of Nigerians. Who are they? Where did they come from? These things are issues now. So you cannot tell me that it's one part. No, the real people that are go after them too. All the terrorists in the north, please bring them to book. If you don't do that, then you are complicit.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Do you know that a bill seeking to reduce the tenure of the president and governors to a single tenure of 6 years has been rejected in the House of Representatives today? The bill sponsored by, it was sponsored by Ikenga Gochinyere and 33 other lawmakers, was debated on Thursday today before the House, and the now rejected constitution alteration bill sought to amend 1999 constitution to reduce the tenure of lawmakers and also seek the zonal rotation of presidential and governorship seats, as well as holding of the elections in one day. The amendments the bill is proposing to seek ensure inclusive governance and the curb wastages occasioned by 4-year periodics, and that's instead of having a 4 years election, let a president just come for 6 years, a single 6-year tenure. You recall that the same bill was introduced under President Jonathan Barrister Darlington, and it was thrown out of the House during President Jonathan's term. And this same time, it has been thrown out of the House because this was looking like, will I say, hope for the present administration, whereby he would do a 4-year tenure and go ahead and do a 6-year tenure, making it 11 years or thereabout. That was what some people had said before.
Now, do you know the real reason the ground norm of any country is made? That's when you are constructing your constitution. It's a construction. It is your experience and your peculiarity, those things that are very, very important to your life, where you're coming from. That is what will be included in that constitution to make for stability and good governance. But in Nigeria, we didn't take care of all this, and that's why that constitution has been a problem. In fact, it was one man called Awalu Yadudu. He's the one that gave us that constitution under Abacha. That they've been packaging. That
was during the military.
Yeah, military, yes. So if we don't do away with it completely, we are going nowhere.
But it was amended in a hurry.
Yes.
When President Obasanjo was coming in.
Yes. I said if we don't do away with it, we are wasting our time. It cannot work because the main amendment has not been done, and people are afraid of doing that.
Barrister, this is where the confab comes in.
What did we achieve from it? Nothing. Because there are selfish interests. Precious. Let me give you 2 examples. After the Second World War, when Hiroshima and Nagasaki was reduced to rubble by the American atomic bomb, Japanese went back to the drawing board and included in their constitution that never again will they go to war. That is why if you are owing a Japanese today, any Japanese company, after 2 years they will not ask you for that money. It's gone. I'm telling you, our own is about 6 years. It becomes status bar. It's a law. One aviation company took advantage of that. He went to go and borrow spare parts everywhere in Japan, all the Japanese company. And when they were asking for money, he was dodging them. After 2 years, he took advantage of that law in Constitution of Japan and said he will not pay. And that was the end of it. But he didn't know that Japan has an alternative. All the Japanese companies now wrote to other aviation manufacturing companies and spare parts, and then blacklisted that company because they know that those things he borrowed from them will expire. All the spare parts, they have expiration dates. That's why those companies will be in business. If it's forever, nobody will be in business. So they know that those things they borrow from them will expire, and so they wrote all over the world. So when those papers expire and they wanted to go to another country to go and start the same thing they did to Japan, as they were coming, the letter was already waiting for them. That was how that company died today. Natural death, it died. Can you see it? So if you say you have sense, there are people who have more sense than you. Now, it is because of that experience. So listen, South Africa, after the experience in apartheid, go and look at their constitution and what they put there. They even made it that they should have a 3 state capitals, federal capital, 3. What for? For inclusivity. Why is it that Nigeria, you have so many, even in Switzerland, where Nedu is enjoying himself, they have seven vice presidents, and these are 7 countries that make up that. That was why Switzerland is the capital of most UN agencies, because the war never get to that place. the war. In fact, the warring party, they secure that place. It's like a UN heritage country. Very peaceful. Do you know that it's a crime for you to be poor in Switzerland? I mean, for you to be poor, all these people that you see, you can't do that in Switzerland. They will arrest you, ask you what happened, because there's enough for everybody. You see it. But here in Nigeria, precious.
Is that a fact?
Is a call Nedu to tell me where.
I just ask questions.
I said call Nedu.
A district court in Finland has ordered the remand of Biafra agitator Simon Ekpa on suspicion of public incitement to commit a crime with terrorist intent. The court made the decision on Thursday after the Central Criminal Police arraigned him for his role in terror plaguing Nigeria's southeast region. Crime Commissioner and head of the investigation, Otto Eaton, said the police suspect that the man has promoted his efforts from Finland with means that have led to violence against civilians in the region of southeastern Nigeria. Mr. Hiltonen also told the court there were 4 other suspects in Finland the police believed were financing Mr. Ekpa's operations. The report describes Ekpa as a native of Lahti, a city in Finland with Nigerian roots. It's not the first time the police would be arresting Mr. Ekpa. In February 2023, they arrested him in a private apartment in Lahti, but released him on the same day. Meanwhile, Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa has expressed happiness with the arrest of Simon Ekpa in Finland. He hopes this will be a step towards his extradition to Nigeria so that he will face justice. The CDS has always called for the arrest of Simon Ekpa following his deep involvement in fueling terrorism in southeast Nigeria. He said he's glad that the international community is partnering with Nigeria in the fight against terrorism. Anti-terrorism specialist Dixon Osayi joins me on the news this hour. Mr. Osayi, thank you for joining us on TVC News at 7. It's not the first time Mr. Ekpa will be arrested in Finland. Do you think that Finland is under any form of obligation to have him repatriated to Nigeria?
Thank you very much for having me. Yes, I think so, because I wonder why it takes Finland this long to get him arrested, because when you look at the multiple international anti-terrorism signatory, Finland is a signatory to the International Anti-Terrorism Act orchestrated by the United Nations. And I'm so disappointed all this while he takes shelter or refuge from Finland and, instigating violence, criminal act, and an act of terrorism within the Nigerian confines. So for me, I think the Finland nation needs to repatriate him back to Nigeria to come and answer for his crime. His crime is not only against the Nigerian military, it's also against his own people. It's also against his own brothers and sisters, because what he is doing over there in Finland is taking a very beautiful shelter there and putting the lives of Nigerians at risk. For me, if Finland don't act strictly on this, I think the Nigerian government should push in against Finland and let them know that they are aiding and abetting acts of terrorism, which is not a welcome idea in any given nation.
What do you consider the implication of this arrest on security situation in the southeast? This arrest is coming days before his intention to have a Biafra convention declaration.
I think this was a fantastic news. Right now, I just got to know about this incident yesterday night because I've not been in the country. And I'm so proud about this. I'm so proud of this present administration, because it's so amazing the past 3, 4, 5 years this guy has been committing menace and nothing has been done. If you ask me what is the implication about his arrest, I tell you, it's one of the leaders that most of his people take orders from. And when it comes to counter-terrorism or anti-terrorism management, you need to go after the leaders, go after the sponsors, so that you'll be able to demotivate, demobilize, and also de-resource. Because when it comes to terrorism management, there are 3 major factors we need to start looking at. We need to start looking at de-resourcing this criminal element. We need to start looking at delinking this criminal element and also de-resourcing. This guy, Simon Ekpa, has been funding most of these guys. I don't know where he gets his funds from, but he has been funding his people to carry out terrorist acts against the Nigerian people and the Nigerian states. So for me, it's a very good measure. As it is now, his arrest is going to mitigate and also demoralize some of his followers. I think so.
Thank you for staying connected, my great and wonderful viewers. You can hear everything that was said in this very video. You know, Simon Ekpa never expected the move that Finland actually make on him, because Simon Ekpa said it few hours before his arrest. He made it known to the general public that Finland cannot arrest him because someone asked him a question in a live section, because he was doing a Zoom meeting then. Someone asked him a question that, what if Finland arrest you today and they send you back to Nigeria? And Simon Ekpa answered the question. He said, Finland cannot arrest him. He said, Finland can never support a terrorist group, which is Nigeria. He said, Finland cannot support terrorist group like Nigeria and arrest him and all of that. He said, the rule of law of Finland is actually working, not knowing that they are already planning and cooking his arrest. And few hours after he made that statement on live interview on Zoom, Finland arrested Simon Ekpa. Now, what they said is they charged him for terrorism and all of that. They arrested him and 4 others, and they charged them for terrorism. And the same way they charged for terrorism, they said they are extraditing Simon Ekpa back to Nigeria. Immediately they conclude their investigation, and Finland investigation is no more than 2 weeks. They said within 2 weeks the investigation will be concluded, and if Simon Ekpa is guilty of terrorism that was charged or leveraged against him, they said they will extradite him back to Nigeria, because the petition actually come from Nigeria to Finland, and Finland have been receiving the petition from Nigeria for over 3 years regarding that they should arrest Simon Ekpa. Now Finland is finally saying that if Simon Ekpa is actually guilty of all these things that they be saying that is incited terrorism in Nigeria, most especially in the eastern part of Nigeria, they said if Simon Ekpa is guilty of it, after their investigation they will extradite him back to Nigeria to go and face them in Nigeria. And mind you, if Simon Ekpa is sent back to Nigeria after 2 weeks of Finland investigation, you know what that means? That is that this man is done for. That is that this man is no. Now the KANU may still be released, but you see Simon Ekpa, they will find it difficult to release him, because this man is not being supported by a lot of Igbo elite, and it's not being supported by a lot of Biafrans that are even struggling to have their own Biafran nation and all of that. Some Biafrans are in support of Biafran agitation, but they are not in support of the move that Simon Ekpa is actually making regarding the Biafran. They said Simon Ekpa move is actually costing a lot of people their lives, though a lot of people have lost their life to the Biafran struggle right from time. They say Simon Ekpa is not even pitying those people that have lost their life. It's not even making them proud wherever they are or inside the grave, all of that. They say Simon Ekpa is just doing the Biafran agitation the way he likes, that he's doing it like a child, and he's coming up with different propagandas on media, and he's coming up with different lies, inciting different lies on the media space, making fallacies and gaslighting Biafrans just to ensure that he's doing the Biafran struggle, just for them to say that he's working on the Biafran liberation and all of that. And mind you, a lot of Biafrans are saying that whatever Simon Ekpa will be doing is a child play, that nobody actually sent him to be doing all those things. Now, the kasala that burst on Simon Ekpa few hours ago based on his arrest on Finland, you will see where it will land. Finland investigation, it will never be like Nigeria investigation, because those people will investigate you thoroughly and they will do the needful. And now they should trace Simon Ekpa down the line, and they see all the things that they have done, all the things they have made, the directive that they have made in the eastern part of Nigeria, and the outcome of the directive. This man will likely be sent back to Nigeria to face Tinubu. Now, a lot of Tinubu senators are already happy. A lot of Tinubu cabinet are already happy regarding the fact that Simon Ekpa have been arrested in Finland. They're already happy. They said now Finland is now doing the right thing. They said they've been writing Finland right for time. Finland failed to do the right thing. Now they said they're now happy. They are very happy that Finland have finally done the right thing. Now the person that they have not even extradited back to Nigeria, and the senators of Tinubu and the cabinet, the politicians of Tinubu are already happy. How much more if they finally send the person back to Nigeria? What will they do? Are they not going to eat him raw? That's the question. They are going to finish Simon Ekpa. That's what a lot of people are saying, and that is why a lot of Biafrans are actually putting on tears at the moment, because they know that if Finland can conclude their investigation and they find Simon Ekpa guilty of that terrorism that was leveraged against him, they will send him back to where they petition him, which is Nigeria. They will extradite him back to Nigeria, and the moment they extradite him back to Nigeria, it is finished for Simon Ekpa. It is a no for Simon Ekpa. Now, drop your opinion in the comment section of this video. What do you guys think? Do you think when Simon Ekpa comes back to Nigeria and they send him back to Nigeria, and Nigeria receive him and they prosecute him and they put him on trial and all of that, do you really think the same Nigerian government will actually release Nnamdi Kanu? Do you think Tinubu will release Nnamdi Kanu and put Simon Ekpa in the place of Nnamdi Kanu and all of that? Now, drop your opinion in the comment section of this video. what Nnamdi Kanu did, he have not even done it to the level that Simon Ekpa have done it to. What they charge Nnamdi Kanu for, they're actually charging for criminalities and terrorism. Now, this same Nnamdi Kanu in question is just a struggler, just struggling to liberate his people and all of that. He did not put on any directive, not even attack Nigerian government and all of that. How much more Simon Ekpa that have done 10 times worse than what Nnamdi Kanu actually do? What do you think would be the fate of Simon Ekpa? Drop a opinion in the comment section of this video as I'm gonna get another one for you. What's the fate of Biafrans? Who will lead the Biafran struggle again? A lot of Biafrans are crying and they say that since Simon Ekpa have been arrested, their fate is dashed off, that the Biafran struggle will just end where it is. Drop opinion. Is there anybody, or do you think Biafran will struggle and liberate themselves without any prime minister, without any leader, without any agitator and all of that? Drop opinion in the comment section of this video as I'm gonna get on that one for you, and share follow me on my social media handles on Facebook at LAJUPOG Watch TV and Life Entertainment, on Instagram at LAJUPOG. Guess what, guys? See you in my next video. Bye for now.
I see the hot for my body, I say make I yarn you. Religious gossip plenty day for body. Pastor with the line on top, be pastor for LAJUPOG Watch TV. Pastor with the back, where politician with the do pass himself. Corrupt leader, all the while you wait for church. All as LAJUPOG Watch TV.